Hello, this is a first look at the Linux operating system Fedora KDE Plasma mobile spin. It's available for ARM 64-bit and also for x86 64, so for AMD 64. I have downloaded the ISO and we're looking at a virtual machine with the ISO installed. How we got here, I searched on Google for KDE Plasma Mobile. This is the official website of Plasma Mobile. You go to the install button. You get to this list, which is grouped into Linux operating systems for ARM or for AMD 64. The first one in the x86 list is Fedora. So let's see how the Linux operating system that's first in the line of recommended Linux operating systems for x86 for Plasma mobile looks like. This is a virtual machine. The operating system is not that great. There's all sorts of issues which can be observed by a manual tester. The operating system runs by default in live CD mode, so I've installed the operating system to the hard disk. Hopefully we'll encounter less issues once the operating system Fedora KDE Plasma mobile spin is installed. This is how it looks like. This is the default resolution. What is this that we're seeing? At the bottom we have the main toolbar with the Android style buttons for list of running applications, this rounded rectangle. Then the start menu, KDE Plasma, which lists the installed applications, and the close button. If we're going to look at the list of installed applications, of running applications, the application initial start, which is a Wayland application with a wrong icon, is running right now. Next, display scaling dark theme. Next, 24-hour format. We don't need to connect to a Wi-Fi because we have Ethernet. No GSM, cellular, 3G data. Enjoy Fedora Linux. Complete. Let's see now the list of running applications as no applications are running. You can click on the same button with the list of applications twice. Once it shows the running applications, and then it goes back to the home screen. So I'm dragging this slider, this up arrow up to show the list of all applications, or I'm clicking on the start button a second time. So not double click, but click and then click again. Let's see some applications. Let's start with the terminal. Works. Notice the transitions, the animations. This is a QML Kirigami application probably from the KDE community. Says font family is monospaced. The fonts don't look that great. The second vertical line of this H is way thinner than the first vertical line of this edge. How do we increase the font size? Yeah, maybe sub-pixel aliasing, so all of the fancy font features for RGB monitor is not enabled by default. Let's see if they have the hack font. Nope. As far as I know, hack is the default font family for monospaced fonts for the KDE desktop. There's Deja Vu, Droid, and the Noto family of fonts. Yeah, the fact that Noto is pre-installed, that's really great. Source Code Pro. Let's see if window transparency works. Yes, it does. Do we have tabs? New tab, this button. No right-click menu on the tabs. What if I press the left mouse button for a long time? Nothing. What does this button do? I'm going to guess that it's the close button, but with the wrong icon. It's just a red dot instead of the correct breeze icon with the X for closing. Okay, let's see if the close button works. Now the close button has been replaced with this down arrow button. And now we can close. How do we close this? We can't because there's no running applications. Okay, let's see the settings. So there's system settings and settings. This is the application Plasma minus settings for mobile phones and convergent devices. This is the system settings application, as you know it from the KDE Plasma general desktop. Okay, so it shows a splash screen and then it starts correctly. There's enhancements for touch. This touch selection teardrop icon. Let's look at the fonts. So anti-aliasing is enabled, but sub-pixel rendering is off. So let's enable this and see if the setting is applied. RGB and full apply. Close and back to the terminal. And the fonts, make them back to where they were. 12. The fonts look the same. The upper part of the A is not that readable. The M is all over the place. The second vertical bar of the M is taller than the first one. Okay, let's see other applications. Convergent applications, clock. So the convergent applications usually use the KDE framework Kirigami extras, other KDE frameworks, QML, Qt quick controls too. Stopwatch. The most important button is at the bottom in order to be easily triggerable by the big thumb from the right hand. But the fact that it's not centered to the screen, whereas the bottom panel, which comes from KDE Plasma Mobile, is screen centered, but then this button is not. Stop. Do we have tooltips? Does any button have tooltip if I put the mouse on top of it? Not yet. Maybe the mouse is configured to be understand as a finger, not as a mouse. But no, because when I'm with the mouse on top of the reset button, I can see the blue highlight. So 0 tooltips in the application stopwatch, which is interesting. Why would you do that? Settings, about KDE. Let's see if I click on homepage, what does it happen? It opens Mozilla Firefox with the Fedora Red Hat toolbar of bookmarks. And can we resize this thing? Yes, we can. And it's using the Mozilla Firefox window title bar, not the KDE KWin title bar. So client-side decoration, not server-side decoration. Let's see if we can make it use the KDE one. How do we maximize like this? Okay. The bar. Done. And now I can't unmaximize it anymore. And I have I lost what I had, which is client-side decorations. Now I have no decoration at all. How do we close this thing? Okay. Oh, what just happened? Yeah, so this is meant to be used on tablets, 2-in-1s, with mostly just finger interaction, maybe a stylus. On mobile phones. So yeah, showing the window decoration, restoring windows, maximizing windows, maybe that's not always needed, or not the focus of this KDE Plasma Mobile. So let's undo the setting. This way at least we have a title bar. And this way we can resize the window and move the window. Okay, so that's totally not expected. The fact that KWin refuses to show the window decoration, server-side decoration, whereas probably KWin, which is the, I'm going to guess this is Wayland, and KWin is the Wayland composer, accepts applications that have client-side decorations such as Mozilla Firefox, and accepts what we would expect, which is resizing the window, maximizing the window by double-clicking on the title bar, restoring by double-clicking on the title bar. If you have enough real estate, if the resolution is high enough, why would you not have overlapping windows? Makes sense to have this feature. Okay, back to where we were, about clock. Two of the main KDE Plasma KDE developers, Devin Lin and Han Yang. So it says it's using Wayland, not X11. By accident, I dragged. Let's go back to where we were. So I clicked on Wayland and dragged in the sense that I wanted to select the text Wayland. But in fact, it moves this view window. What is the name of this form card? And now we can see that we have three cards. This was the third, this is the second, and then there's the left hand side toolbar. I'm not sure what happened in here. I selected Acre. Okay, Acre. So again, this is the third page, and I can swipe towards the right. So just drag and drop with the mouse. And now I can see the second page. Like this. Which is similar to just clicking on the navigate back button. Stop. Okay, stopwatch. How do we keep the stopwatch running? Go to the start menu, show all of the applications, and pick the next app. The most important app by far is the web browser, which is Firefox or Angelfish. The KDE community has another web browser. This is the main web browser that's developed as part of the KDE community. It's probably a Qt widgets application, whereas the second web browser developed by the KDE community is Angelfish, which is a convergent application using probably Kirigami, YAML for sure. Let's see Angelfish in action. Similar to a web browser that you would use on Android, there's the web browser URL bar at the bottom. There's history. There's mobile phone style text selection. tabs. How do we create an incognito tab? Private mode. There's some problem here with the color scheme. Black text on incredibly dark background color. Let's list all of the running applications. So we should have 2, 3. Okay, correct icon for QML console. Clock, correct icon. Angelfish, web browser, correct icon. Yeah, the fact that the applications have one name when you switch through the running applications, like this one is called Terminal QML Console, but in the list of installed applications it's called just Terminal. That, I would say, is a branding issue. So branding should be really strong. Pick something and go with it. Don't have 3 different names for the exact same application. This is Angelfish, and in here it's Angelfish web browser. So this is not that evident to me what it's doing. The branding for Angelfish is not that evident for a first-time user of KDE Plasma Mobile, so I would probably change the branding here to Angelfish web browser, to this string. Firefox, yeah, it has a enough branding so people might know what Firefox does, that it's a web browser. Let's see the application store. So this is KDE Fedora, the latest version of Fedora 41. .664 RPM packages will be downloaded and installed. We have Fedora Flatpaks, not FlatHub, as the Flatpak source. And the usual Fedora 41 RPM repositories, OpenH264. Integrates Snap applications into Discover. I'm not sure why this is suggested. I'm not sure how well Snap works on Fedora 41. Let's install a software from here. Graphics, this guy. Again, the same thing with Kirigami. So there's this column, the second column, and then the third column. Buttons at the bottom. Install from Fedora Linux. Not Flatpaks, but RPM files. Go install. Progress in here. Progress in here. And a launcher. This is not evident that it's a combo box. Yeah, it makes sense to use the GIMP on a tablet or on a laptop that is two-in-one, so you can rotate it 360 degrees such that you cannot use the keyboard any longer. It becomes a tablet. But the fact that there's no KWin window decoration, at least for the welcome page, it's not that great. So this is probably not the Breeze theme for GTK 2, 3, and 4. Doesn't look like it. Let's see if this thing can be used. How do we use GIMP? Layers. Put layers on the bottom. Somehow. Yay. Close the rest. So indeed, after I have installed this in Linux operating system, KDE Fedora 41 KDE Plasma Mobile, it shows way less issues than when I have run the operating system in live CD mode. When run in live CD mode, I had issues where files were not found, applications failed to start. But once I have installed, those a large number of those issues disappeared. Wrong icon. Let's close some applications by dragging upwards. Let's take a screenshot. What's happening? So I pressed on take and then I ran away. Request screenshot. Save. What's this save thing? That's an interesting thing. I'm not sure what happened there, but totally not the intention. So I wanted to create a screenshot after 4 seconds such that I can get away from this dialog. So go take and then go here. Yeah, it's not evident for me how to take a screenshot. Fortunately, there's client-side window buttons, this close button, and I can drag around by the client-side decoration. So this application might be GTK3. It says GIMP3, so I'm guessing it uses GTK3 client-side decorations, and that's why I can both close and move around the About window. Resize, I cannot maximize. Okay. Next up, where we were in the application store, which is KDE Discover application. I'm not sure if the fonts should look this or better in the overview. The scaling of fonts is not that great at moments. It becomes really, really pixelated. Maybe it's because I'm using a virtual machine. Let's see, Kate. Yeah, so the non-mobile part seems to work really great. So mobile being the sensors, the GPS, tilt, acceleration, SMS, sending and receiving phone calls. Okay, this is the second calculator from the KDE community, so not kcalc, but calc with two Ks, which is the application that runs both on mobile phones, Android, KDE Plasma mobile, and on desktop computers. How do we calculate the radical of this thing? One, two, three, 3, 2, 1. Okay, it works. A second column. How do we close the history? Okay, like this. So I would expect to have a back button or to have this possibility of dragging to the right such that the history disappears. Or at least to have the history button in the main toolbar be toggleable, such that you can see clearly that this thing is pressed at this moment. So it's a toggle button. This is a combo box that's centered to the screen or to the application. Let's see if it has the correct icon, and it does. A really fresh, recent version of Qt 6.8.1. Maybe years should not be presented in the copyright at all, or maybe the last year should be auto-incremented to 2025 or something. The time when the git commit was, when the last git commit was done or something. The build time. Otherwise, it just seems to be an application that did not change in 3 years, which is not true. This application had hundreds of git commits in the last year, in the last 12 months. So this is a close button for the left tool window. And there's a tooltip here, open drawer. And another one here, close drawer. So some QML applications do have tooltips. Okay. Application for podcasts. This. I don't have enough knowledge about podcasts. This is a type of settings page that resembles the Qt widgets type of settings page with a list view with icons and text at the left and a search bar. I'm not sure what this round button is in here at the bottom, at the top. Storage, proxy, enter. So it seems to only search to not search everywhere because there's proxy here, no proxy, network proxy. So if we search for tray, yeah, it only searches in these texts in the list box. So searches for substring in these strings: general appearance, storage, network, synchronization, error log, about. Okay. I'm not sure why you would have to search in a list of 7 strings, but maybe this is a stepping stone. In time, also the rest of the text will be searchable, the actual content of the search pages. And in here, we have a close button, not just the fact that we can click outside the pop-up window, which is modal, and then the modal window will be closed. Okay, looks great. So the list of application is like this. A convergent web browser, which you probably want to use in mobile phone form, which mobile phone form would be a resolution like this. Firefox, probably the web browser that you want to use when not in mobile phone form. I'm not sure if this application is convergent, Mozilla Firefox. Then this is an EPUB reader. I have never used such a thing. I'm not sure what this thing is. So EPUB being file formats similar to PDF, but not quite a PDF. Quit GIMP. Discard changes. A desktop calculator, stopwatch, alarm clock. In here we can see that Discovery is running with this green dot, and it is. No right-click menu. You can press the left mouse button for a while, and it will offer to copy the icon from the list of applications from the start menu towards the desktop. If I press the escape key, nothing happens, so I don't know how to undo this effect. Maybe I really don't want to put anything on my desktop. How do I escape from this action? Right click just puts it on the start menu on the desktop. I'm not sure what this thing is. Let's see. Okay. So I moved this cover. I copied this cover. Okay. The list of applications, all of the installed applications is ordered alphabetically, which I would expect. Great. Elisa audio player. Could not activate a remote peer. What is that? So an application that failed to start Elisa emoji selector. This looks like an issue. The uppercase R is too close to the separator. There should be a bit of indent, like 6 pixels, to the left of the uppercase R in recent. Yay, we have UFOs. Back to where we were. Let's paste in a text editor. Okay, some applications you need to start them from the terminal and see what the issue is. Job elapsed time EV. So this looks like a RPM issue. Probably an RPM package is not installed. Kjob KF6 job widgets. Kjob widgets. KDE Frameworks version 6 library. Okay, what else do we have? I have installed GIMP version 3. Haruna is the video player front-end to MPV engine. Podcasts, text editor, I have added Kate and GIMP. Keysmith, let's see what this thing is. Maybe a password manager. I don't use these things. Mark Note, what is this thing? Convergent application that has probably the exact same issue. It cannot start because of this missing RPM package. What was the name? Mark? KXML GUI. Adjust scroll area Q widget. And the K prefix. Let me try to fix these issues. So the issue says that the KDE Frameworks version 6 library KXML GUI cannot find the symbol K adjusting scroll area, which is part of KWidgets add-ons. So I'm going to guess that the KWidgets add-ons RPM file that actually contains the library, the .so file, is not installed. I searched on Google Arch Wiki Rosetta. I'm going to this Arch Linux wiki page, Pacman Rosetta. We want to search for RPM packages, which is this column, Red Hat Fedora. We could use DNF search, which searches probably in the substrings in the RPM package name. We could also search for a .so file. So we want the package that contains kwidgets add-ons and then the extension SO. I searched DNF provides kwidgets add-ons, and it complained that I want to use a wildcard, so asterisk, and then I searched DNF provides asterisk, kwidgets add-ons asterisks. So I want not KDE Frameworks 5 because that uses Qt 5. I want KDE Framework 6, KF6, which uses Qt 6. I'm not sure why it's providing more than one possible version, 6.10 and 6.7. Devel is the RPM package that contains the .h files, the C++ include files. So I don't want that. Doc is probably documentation. So the only thing that remains is probably this one. But then I cannot select text in the terminal. I can only select 3, 4 letters, not the entire text. So KF6 kwidgets add-ons. How do we do that? Control C doesn't seem to work. Alt backspace does. Sudo su works. KF6 widgets. Life is really complicated if you cannot copy paste. And kwidgets add-ons is already installed. I did not expect that. Cannot use the graphical user interface terminal from this Linux operating system, so I'm going to try to connect using SSH. I can see that OpenSSH server is pre-installed, so let's enable it. And let's connect to it. SSH. Yeah, but I cannot start graphical user interface applications from here. So this is the error. Let's search and see on the internet. As we saw when we listed the packages that can be installed from the Fedora RPM package repositories, there's two different versions of KDE Frameworks version 6, that's 6.10 and 6.7. And the way these are installed is not that great. Only 6.7 should be installed or only 6.10. But then that's maybe because I just did not upgrade the Linux operating system. So when you install a Linux operating system, if you're not in live CD mode, if you've installed the Linux operating system actually to the hard disk, you should install all of the updates. 576 packages to download, install. The download speed seems to be okay. 33 megabytes per second. Asks questions. The command line was dnf update, which is the equivalent of upgrade, and pacman minus uppercase s lowercase yu. I have installed all of the possible RPM package upgrades. Now I can see only version 6.10 for KDE Frameworks version 6. I have restarted the computer. Let's see if we have better luck this time. I'm not sure why the screen is dimmed like this. So let's go back and try to start the applications that failed to start last time. So that's Elisa. And it works correctly. And Kate. Yes. And let's see if we can copy from the terminal. Not yet. Let's see how we can undim the screen. Dim. Dim automatically. You know. Couldn't find anything in system settings, but I remember this is similar to what's on Android, and in there you would go to the quick settings. So this top bar, drag, and then change the screen brightness from there. Not enough. Okay. So back to the applications. What other application failed to start? Mark note. Start by creating your first notebook. When I press the enter key, so this is a edit box, single line. If I press enter, it activates the default button, which is the button save, which is correct. But then maybe the button save should be marked as visually as the default button. Should have a bit of, from the theme, should have a bit of a hint that if I press enter, save will be pressed, not cancel. Export to PDF in documents. Let's see if I have a PDF. Let's use the file manager, which should be index and should be in here. At least that's the file manager that's presented in the documentation for this Linux operating system. Apparently not installed by default. Let's install it. Which of the ones? This one. The MAUI application. Documents, a PDF.pdf, double click, and it does what? Preview, quick preview. Opens with the application, Ocular, the convergent version. Okay, the one that we can see in the list of installed applications at the letter O, this one. The icon is not that great. It's not that mobile style looking because it's portrait mode. Okay, photos. Let's create a photo. Let's see if print screen works. Nope. Let's see if we can install the default KDE Plasma screenshot application. Let's send print screen. And Spectacle starts, takes a screenshot. Let's see if active window works. And it works. It does not show the top and bottom toolbar. So it seems that this toolbar, this panel is part of Plasma Mobile, and this panel is part of Plasma Mobile, and the application is this rectangle. So everything except the bottom and top panels. Let's save into pictures, screenshots. Okay, so this I would guess is the file save as dialog, which is implemented by KDE Plasma underneath Qt 6 to be mobile friendly and convergent. But again, given the fact that the resolution is so huge, maybe the desktop variant would be better to be shown after the resolution gets near 1080p. For smaller resolutions, yeah, use the convergent file save dialog. So back to the application that shows pictures, photos, this one. This application is actually, I don't know, how do we find the name of the application? Something is happening. So this is the model dialog, and it is showing something in the main window. So this, I would guess, is an issue. Photos, photos, photos. But what's the name of the application? We need the terminal to find out what's the name of the application. So it seems that the on-screen keyboard mallet is active by default. This is the best on-screen keyboard for Qt 6. And the application is probably this one, Coco. And convergent image viewer with image collection support. Okay, let's go back and back and back, and that's certainly a bug. So it's like this application has 20 columns, and we're back to the 19th column, 18th, 17th, and at some point you get to the first and second columns. Okay, edit button. What can we do? Crop. Crop. Does crop work or not? I can't prove that crop works. Save. But rotate seems to work. The thumbnails are not refreshed after the pictures are edited. Let's restart the application. Photos. Okay, so a complex image viewing application that's compatible with mobile phones, so it's convergent. This is probably the SMS application. So in QML Kirigami applications, the about dialog is hidden all over the place. Sometimes, like in this case, how do we go back to where we were? You need to go to the top right button part of the window, find the settings button, and then click on About. With other applications, on the left, so on the first column, the left list view, there's a settings button. Click on that. And then you click on About Photos, and then you close this modal dialog. Other applications, hamburger menu, settings, and where is About? Maybe there's no About page for the Convergent web browser. There's this KDE plasma effect. If you touch the top left edge of the screen, I'm not sure what it does. Let's see exactly what it does. System settings, edge, screen edges, and this is the action that triggers the overview. I'm not sure how to trigger the overview. By pushing the mouse cursor against the corresponding screen edge or corner. Okay. You can't really tile because you cannot really drag the application by the title bar because there's no title bar for Windows. I'm not sure how to send an alt tab inside the virtual machine. Okay, back to where we were. This is the Plasma settings application. This one, Plasma settings. A convergent system settings shell. So the system settings application contains a ton of KCMs, which are control center modules. So these individual pages. And maybe these KCMs are also presented by the other system settings shell application, which is Plasma settings. Let's see if the fonts page looks the same, for instance. Fonts. Yes, it resembles the fonts page from system settings. Adjust all fonts, general, fixed, small, toolbar, menu, window title, anti-aliasing. So I'm going to guess that this KCM, which is this rectangle, is convergent, written in QML Kirigami. So it can be loaded correctly in both shells, both in Plasma settings and in system settings. I don't see the font management KCM, which looks like this. I'm not sure why it says font management twice. There's two different columns that show this thing. Text and fonts. So this first column is the search result, and the second column is the sub-menu of this menu item of text and fonts. So I'm going to guess that maybe this one is not convergent, or it's not that important in a tablet form factor. That's why it's not available in Plasma settings. But if that's the only reason that some KCMs are still Qt widgets or contain Qt widgets are not Kirigami 100%, then maybe that's one of the factors that drives each individual KCM being rewritten from Qt widgets to Kirigami only. Hotspot for sharing your mobile data via Wi-Fi to, for instance, your laptop. Icons, something's not great here. It's the exact same KCM, but there's a bit of pixels missing. It's like this view is scrolled 10 pixels down. You cannot see the upper part of this blue highlight rounded rectangle. The same with cursors. System sounds, splash screen, etc. So all of the KCMs that are probably Kirigami and present a icon view of a list item. This looks like an issue. This is a theming thing where the horizontal line has a grayer background than necessary. So this is energy, probably QML. And this is power management, which does the same thing or not. You dim automatically after 5 minutes. And this suspends the screen after 5 minutes. Dims the screen after 30 seconds. So which one is correct? So this is about display and brightness versus display and brightness. I'm not sure what's happening here, why there's two KCMs and which value is correct and which of these is enabled. Maybe, this is definitely Kirigami with this type of combo box. Instant apply, whereas power management has the apply button. And power management is not present in Plasma settings shell. Okay, how do we see the about of these Plasma settings and about the system? So this information versus this information. It's the exact same thing, but this list view is ordered alphabetically in Plasma settings, whereas in system settings there's not a list view, it's actually a tree view. And the elements in the tree view are ordered not alphabetically. So input and output is first before connected devices, and appearance and style is further. And then also the second level items in the tree view are not sorted alphabetically. Energy is before auto start. I'm not sure why this tree is arranged like this. Yeah, quick settings makes sense to be the very first, but then not sure why these are not sorted alphabetically. Let's see if we can sort them. About. How do we get to the about page of system settings, of Plasma settings? It's not evident to me. About KDE looks as expected in system settings, and about system settings also looks as expected because it's a Qt widgets application. Okay, so there's a progression where more and more control center modules, or pages in the system settings application, are being converted from Qt widgets towards QML, and then they can be loaded if deemed necessary inside of the Plasma minus settings application. Okay, so again, everything started working after I have installed the operating system on a disk, and I have installed all of the possible updates for RPM packages. That was 600 RPM packages. So maybe it would be a good idea to issue a new ISO file for this Linux operating system. One which at least contains just KDE Frameworks 6.10. Okay, and the last thing that we can do, we went through the applications. We saw that most are Kirigami. There's a bit of difference between different applications will look different. Whereas the applications that use Qt widgets mostly use KXML GUI, so they all have a main menu, all have Control M to show the menu, all have a main toolbar, a status bar, the about box looks the same, the about application looks the same, the help menu looks the same, so there's a ton of similarities between applications. For the Kirigami applications, the place where the settings for the application is hidden is different. The way how you navigate the columns is different. The application about page might be a dialog, might be a page, looks different. But probably there's effort in making most KDE Kirigami applications be more similar. Okay, the last thing that we can look at is this thing, which is the quick settings application. There's, what is this? What you would expect, so virtual keyboard, hotspot, the shutdown button, Plasma takes screenshots even without having the screenshot application spectacle installed. I would expect to be able to uninstall applications from here, from the list of applications, but I'm not sure how to do that. The screen brightness. Where is the volume button? I'm trying to press the tab key to tab through the controls, but I don't know how to do that. Screen recording. Settings, which will probably open Plasma settings. Yes, it does. Sound. Sound is what? Open audio settings takes you to the Plasma settings application. Clicking on the volume icon. There's this overlay with volumes, as you would expect from an Android phone, for instance. Yeah, everything works great, at least again, the part that doesn't really depend on a very small resolution, a phone factor, actually having a thumb or a stylus, and the various mobile phone hardware. So a SIM card, a webcam, GPS, etc. Thank you.